Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Nelson Chamisa is back on the front page in Zimbabwean media. One of the local papers had him with the headline that I am giving Mnangagwa sleepless nights. This is typical of Zimbabwe's politicians. They come up with all manner of outrageous statements, all because they are confident no one will ever take them to task. No one ever holds them to account. This is an outrageous statement. Nelson Chamisa is giving Mnangagwa a torrid time, having sleepless nights. Excuse me? When has he ever given Mnangagwa a torrid time? Let's be honest here. When has he ever given Mnangagwa a torrid time? Ben.
Good day to you and good day to our viewers. Thank you for joining us. You know, what bothers me the most is when we talk about Chamisa, people tend to get agitated and start calling us all manner of, names and labeling us Varakashi and all this. We stated Chamisa never left politics. He was always there. What he was just merely doing was just running away from accountability. To say that you had promised that come what may, you were going to win the elections. You were already planning your inauguration in advance. You were already planning cabinet. Everything was in place. And Zanu PF was never going to rig the 2023 election. And lo and behold, we know what happened. Zanu PF went on and rigged the election. And here we are, stuck in this mess. Now, my question now is to those that think Chamisa is the best foot forward. How are we any better than what we were in the past? This guy came, he lied to us. And we are living a nightmare, each and every one of us. And guess what? Instead of having one problem, a Zanu problem, we now have two problems, Zanu and lying Chamisa. We are sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into this mess. And it seems as if there is no way out because we still have same people that are either Zanu PF or that are Chamisa Chete. So we are just getting stuck and more stuck in this whole vicious circle. And it seems as if, unless there's a bolt from the blue, we may never have, a better Zimbabwe.
Well, go back to the original question. Has MDC ever given Zanu PF a torrid time? The potential to do so was there. There's no doubt, of course, that Zanu PF, ever since 1980, believe that they are the party that has got the right, the divine right to rule Zimbabwe. And anyone posing a serious challenge to that would be worrisome to Zanu PF. And so when the MDC was launched in 1999, when it was clear to the people of Zimbabwe that as long as Zanu PF is able to rig the elections, the regime will stay in power. And the only way to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections was to elect opposition members who will implement the democratic changes necessary to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections. As MDC Triple C implemented any reform in the last 25 years? The answer is no. Even when they had the golden opportunity during the GNU of 2008 to 2013 to implement the reforms, they failed to implement even one token reform. So to say then the opposition, we have given Zanu PF a torrid time, is nonsense. How have you given Zanu PF a torrid time when you have failed to implement the very thing that you were elected to do? I think statements like this, a politician like Chamisa is able to say them and get away with it because the people of Zimbabwe themselves have never understood what is it that they were electing the opposition to do and then holding them to account. Chamisa and company have helped Zanu PF stay in power these last 25 years, including the 5 years in the GNU. And now he's coming back to do the same thing all over again regarding the 2028 elections. This, in my view, is what makes our situation such a nightmare.
I mean, there's no denying the fact that by Chamisa calling millions to participate in rigging rigged elections, it's giving Zanu PF a blank check. I mean, we know they control ZEC, and they run the whole election, and they give you the figures that they want to give you. So when I'm saying you're giving them a blank check, they can write whatever they want. And now Zanu PF is more clever and more cunning. They will give you false hope. They will make sure you lose by just fine margins and keep you coming. Next time it will be better. Next time it will be better. Next time we'll get that 51. Next time, that time will never come. Zanu PF knows that once the opposition call the people to join in this whole election process, that is rigged, that is flawed, like what the observer mission stated, they will get political legitimacy. And Chamisa and his crew will get participation funds, will get a few seats in parliament, and get the perks that come with, holding that office. And I've always asked, why are we so slow to, to read in between the lines? Zanu PF is gaining. Triple C under Chamisa, they are gaining. Or Chamisa's crew, they are gaining. What are you gaining? Ask the people. Because we have to bear the 5 years of this torture with no hope in sight. And yet, time and time again, we do the same thing. We are going to win. Chamisa has got a lot of people. He's going. Like you said, I don't think people really get it, and it's sad. And I don't see a way out if we continue doing the same thing over and over again. 25 years of participating in rigged elections should tell you that it is impossible. And it is impossible.
Well, if we go back to Chamisa's original statement of giving Mnangagwa a torrid time, of giving Mnangagwa sleepless nights, the real people Chamisa has given a torrid time is the ordinary voters. They have risked their livelihoods, limbs, and even lives to elect Chamisa and his friends into power, on the understanding that they'll bring about the necessary democratic changes to stop Zanu PF rigging the elections and putting an end to this curse of rigged elections and bad governance. Well, 25 years down the line, as we witnessed in 2023, Mnangagwa went on to just blatantly rig those elections. And he got away with it. So the people themselves are the ones who have suffered, who are having sleepless nights. Right now, the prospects of being conned to participate in 2028 is real. I would like to emphasize that. Many people will believe Chamisa's idiotic lie, just as they believed his idiotic lies in 2020, 2023, and before that in 2018. He will tell the people the time now is come. This time, he and his colleagues are going to win big. And people will believe him. They will go on to participate in the flawed elections and give Zanu PF legitimacy. And so the cycle will start all over again. This is the sleepless nights that people of Zimbabwe out there, if they really understood what was going on, are having.
I believe that, participating in rigged elections is just giving Zanu PF a blank check. And therefore, there is no sleepless night. They look forward to people participating in these rigged elections. They look forward when people do not ask why there is no verified voters roll, a basic need. They are excited when people line up at polling stations. After all, like I said, it is a blank check. And Chamisa knows this. you that is standing in that line know that Zanu PF will rig the elections, because tomorrow after participating in rigged elections, you are already crying before ZEC even announces, the results. So, which means you are very much aware that Zanu PF is rigging the elections, but you will participate regardless of that fact. And then we have to bear another 5 years with this Zanu PF mafia. It is up to each and every one of us. Do we continue listening to foolishness, or do we take our own stand and say, if there are no reforms, we are not going to participate in these rigged elections, and we are going to make our position known? It takes men and women of valor to take that position and to stick with it. Thank you.
Well, my closing remark will be to remind the people of Zimbabwe that MDC, Triple C leaders have been Zanu PF, Team B in all but name. They failed to implement even one token reform, even when they had the chance to do so during the 2008 to 2013 GNU. Ever since the GNU debacle, they have participated in flawed elections, knowing fully well that the process is flawed, knowing fully well that by participating, they'll be giving Zanu PF legitimacy. And yet they've continued going on to participate, because they also knew that Zanu PF is giving away a few of the gravy train seats for the purposes of giving the impression that Zimbabwe is a healthy and functioning multi-party democracy. And they're happy with their share of the spoils of power. One of the dirty tricks that Zanu PF and Chamisa and company have played on the people of Zimbabwe is all this charade designed to give the people the impression that the opposition are still working in the people's camp, when in reality they've long ago abandoned the people. The real tragedy for the country is that the people themselves have been very slow in realizing what is going on here. Zanu PF is very happy with Nelson Chamisa and company, because they are the ones who give them political legitimacy. That is the tragedy. When he's boasting about giving people sleepless nights, the reality is Chamisa is giving the ordinary people sleepless nights. And he's got to keep up the pretense that it is Mnangagwa that he is giving sleepless nights. Far from it. He has never given Mnangagwa sleepless nights. He and his colleagues are the ones who have helped keep Zanu PF in power these last 25 years. And given half a chance, they will give Mnangagwa legitimacy in the 2028 elections by participating in flawed elections under the pretext that they will win the flawed elections. This is the reality the people of Zimbabwe must wake up to and address. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.